Over the last few years, many restaurants have started replacing physical menu cards with digital menus that are operated through a QR code. Whilst some customers are comfortable operating them, many others feel the classic physical menu card is integral to the dining out experience.
The menu card has been an integral part of the restaurant experience since the yesteryears. The prices on it may have gone up tenfold. But depending on where one goes out for a meal, the experience can range from a detailed menu with a wine list and well-informed server to some misspelled items on the side of a food van. However, there is a second alternative that has become increasingly popular in the last few years.
And that is the absence of the physical menu altogether. Now, ever since the pandemic began, a lot of restaurants shifted to QR codes, which you scan with your mobile phone, and they take you to a digital menu on the restaurant's website. And if you're ordering at home, of course, all the delivery apps have online menus, which you scan through and order. Now, all that was fine at the peak of COVID because, you had to avoid contact with shareable physical material. But the fact that a lot of restaurants are still sticking with it, that goes way beyond just hygiene.
Changing prices and items at the click of a button as opposed to reprinting and cutting out the cost of printing altogether are at the top of a list that can go into all sorts of diplomatic justifications, like following a COVID protocol that isn't at all mandatory. But no matter how tech-savvy the food and beverage sector gets, browsing through a printed menu card and reading well-written introductions to each dish is an irreplaceable aperitif. Mariam Reshi would know. She has been observing the good, bad and improvable aspects of restaurants for close to 4 decades.
They used to be made with a lot of love. They used to be individual. People used to steal menu cards. I used to steal them myself when I was in college in the 1970s, I must admit. There are a flood of people getting allergic to various things. So you actually have to ask a server, you have to ask somebody in the restaurant space whether so-and-so thing has any allergens, and then carry on. But then when you are just looking at it online, it won't show anything at all.
Even though delivery apps with online versions of menus are the popular choice for home delivery, a lot of local restaurants still continue to print pamphlets that also accompany the morning newspaper for the few that still prefer to call and order in. There are also those who do not feel comfortable using a QR code at restaurants, possibly because they do not choose to own a smartphone or are simply against the idea of replacing a physical menu. Finding the middle ground is key here.
I believe a hybrid model is what it should be. The choice should be given. If you feel as a restaurant it cuts your cost, sure, but keep a few copies of your physical menu as well. Give the choice. I mean, if you're giving so many choices in terms of what you can eat, give them the choice of how they can order as well.
If you want to say, no, we're going to have QR codes, we're not going to have physical menus, you are telling a certain kind of customer, look, we don't want you, so get out. And sooner or later they're going to get out, and that's when you'll begin realizing that it's not their funeral, it's yours.
As restaurants seem to be paying heed to that, the workforce that prints and designs menus can be at ease, at least for the foreseeable future.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.